Hey, I'm Madison Mary and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be thrillers that I want to read. We're currently in the spooky season, so I figured this would be the appropriate time for it. Also, I have a small habit that like when I go to half-price books and things like that, I'll buy thrillers and not read them. So I own like a small handful that I haven't read. I'm not going to be mentioning them all today, but I'm going to be mentioning just a couple that I really want to read that I own, and I'm very excited. Anyway, the other thing I want to say is that I go into my thrillers not really knowing much about them, because I think that sometimes if you read the synopsis of a thriller, it can give a lot of the plot away, but I will leave the book names all in the description box, so if you do want to check it out yourself, you can. Okay, so the first one, I actually really know nothing about it. I picked it up because I love this author. I read her first kind of suspense book last year, and it is one of my favorites. It's one that I highly recommend to everyone and have never stopped thinking about. But that author is going to be Jennifer Donaldson. This is her second book, I Know You Remember, and on the front it says, "One girl went missing, one girl never forgot." After 3 years away, Ruthie has arrived back in Anchorage, Alaska to find out that her best friend has gone missing. And so she went missing from a party just a few days before she returned home. That's what it's about. I'm very excited. Jennifer Donaldson actually does amazing jobs at just the way that she weaves her plot. Okay, hang on. I swear to the gods, this is legit one of my favorites of all time. If you have not read this, please do. The next one's gonna be Neverworld Awake by Marisha Pessl. I never knew this until I physically owned the book, but that is a face, not a mountain. Once you see that the face is there, you will never stop seeing the face. But from what I know, this is about, it's about a group of teens, and while they're on a drive, something ends up happening and they all get kind of stuck in this like in-between place, and unless one of them dies, they can't get out of it. And that's what I got this because Dylan told me to get it. Dylan from Dylan Is Tweeting, and I was like, okay, it's like one of his favorite thrillers of all time, and I was like, sounds great. Oh, it's about someone died. It's a year after graduation after someone died. So I guess the person has to fess up, maybe. I don't know. I'm very excited. Also, courtesy of Dylan, is The Couple Next Door by Sheri Lapina. I've heard amazing things about Sheri Lapina as an author. How well do you know the couple next door, or your husband, or even yourself? People are capable of almost anything. A twisty rollercoaster ride of lies, betrayal, and the secrets between husbands and wives. How far would you go if pushed past the limit? So I'm actually really excited for this. I've heard it's like one of the best domestic thrillers out there, so. Then we have A Good Marriage by Kimberly McCreight. So from what I know about this one is that we follow a prosecutor, and she gets a call from one of her old friends, and when she answers it, it's from Rikers, and she's like, what is going on? And he says that he's been accused of murdering his wife because she was found at the bottom of the stairs dead. So everyone's like, the husband did it, because the husband's always done it. Or the wife did it to herself. It's always one of those two twists. So that's what it's about. I'm very excited. It's another kind of, it's a domestic legal thriller, so it's a little bit like of an in-between. I definitely read domestic thrillers before, but legal thrillers are not something I've delved into, so this is going to be a very interesting read. Then what we have is more of a horror than like a thriller or a suspense, and that is Mexican Gothic by Silvia, Moreno, Garcia. Now this has been everywhere lately. Everyone and their mum has been raving about it. So it's about this girl who gets a letter from her newlywed cousin that says that her husband is trying to poison her, and so she goes to where her cousin is staying, and you know, she begins to realize that something's going on here, something's really weird, and I'm very excited. I think it's actually set coastal too. It's like a coastal thriller. I think it's coastal. I hope it's coastal. I love thrillers set by the coast. There's something just so eerie and beautiful about them. I don't know about you guys. I hope you agree. Then we have The Night Swim by Goldin. So we're following a true crime podcaster, and she receives like some mysterious letters on the windshield of her car asking her, like begging her to choose for her podcast this current case that's going on between this, I think he's supposed to end up being like an Olympic gold medalist, like the golden boy, like this massive swimmer from the school, and he's been accused of sexually assaulting and raping this girl in town. Come, like, can you please like just make it known, because no one's paying attention and he's gonna get away with it. And at the same time, she's also being harassed by someone to solve a murder from 25 years ago. And it's about how these two cases actually connect. So I'm very interested in this. How does someone not see this and be like, I want to read this? I want to read this. Then we have, a well-known thriller, and that is The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. This is a controversial book for many reasons, mainly surrounding the author. I'm fully aware of the controversy surrounding this author and a lot of the issues between this book and how it was created and the author's excuses and the author's lies and things like that. But I do want to read this before the movie comes out next year. I know the movie was pushed back. I know it's about a woman, I think, what is she? She's, like, is she agoraphobic? I think she's agoraphobic. She doesn't leave her house and she is looking out her window one day and she sees a murder occur, but she can't do anything about it because she doesn't leave her house. I just realized that this video might not have been my smartest idea, considering that I don't know much about these books, and I feel like you guys are going to watch this and be like, what was the point? Because we're not getting anything. I'm giving you, like, not even an elevator pitch for these books. Lastly, we have Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall. This was gifted to me last year for my birthday by the lovely Julie from Pages and Pens. I love Julie so much. She's taken a bit of a break from BookTube, but still texts her regularly and she's doing well. So if you guys don't notice, that's actually a girl that's actually, like, in the forest. Like, it's such a... Oh, this cover is so smart in my opinion. So every year a road appears in the forest, and at the end of it the ghost of Lucy Gallows beckons. Lucy's game isn't for the faint of heart. If you win, you escape with your life, but if you lose... ... And so it's about a girl whose sister disappeared a year ago, and they believe that it's because she went looking for the ghost of Lucy Gallows, and so she decides to, you know, this year when the road reopens, to try and find what happened to her sister. And I've heard that it's actually really freaking creepy. So I'm really excited for this, and I just remember this actually isn't the last book I have to talk to you guys about, because I do have a middle grade on here that I do want to read. Small Spaces by Katherine Arden. This is the author of The Bear and the Nightingale. She has a small series that are middle grade horrors, and I've actually heard these are really freaking weird. So I'm excited to see how this goes. I actually have a video idea to do with this. What begun as an unremarkable school trip to a nearby farm soon becomes a frightening journey into the world behind the mist. In order to survive and not remain trapped forever, Ollie and her friends need to be quick on their feet as they work to unravel a 100-year-old mystery, save their classmates, and beat the villainous Smiley Man at his own game. And it has to do with, like, scarecrows. Scarecrows are creepy, guys. Like, scarecrows are creepy. Here are all the thrillers I want to read. Gosh, it's gonna fall. So let me know if there are any that you really want to read. If there are any thrillers that are, like, super on your radar that you've been dying to read, or maybe there are some that you just want to shout from the rooftop and you're like, Madison, this is a thriller. Please look into it because it is my favorite. Like, feel free to do that. Anyway, that is it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please hit the like button down below if you want to see more of me. Please go on my channel, and until next time, thanks a bunch. Bye!